Welcome to the podcast where we delve into the weird and the wonderful. I'm your host, Amy, and today we're diving into the golden, delicious world of Manuka honey. We'll explore its fascinating history, its incredible health benefits, and stories of how this extraordinary honey changed someone's life. So grab a cup of tea, maybe sweetened with a little honey, and let's get started. Manuka honey has deep historical roots, dating back to the indigenous Maori people of New Zealand, who utilized the Manuka tree for its medicinal properties long before European settlers arrived. They used the leaves and bark to treat wounds, infections, and digestive ailments, harnessing its natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory benefits. But how did honeybees, the very creatures responsible for making this unique honey, come to New Zealand? Surprisingly, bees are not native to the islands. Before European contact, New Zealand had only native pollinators such as birds, bats, and insects like the native bee species, which do not produce honey in the same way as the European honeybee. In 1839, English beekeeper Mary Bumby, the sister of a Methodist missionary, brought the first European honeybees to New Zealand. These bees quickly adapted to the rich floral environment, including the wild Manuka trees. The introduction of honeybees, combined with the indigenous knowledge of Manuka's medicinal properties, eventually led to the discovery of Manuka honey's unique benefits. The world first took notice of Manuka honey in the 1980s, when researchers discovered its unusually high levels of antibacterial activity, thanks to a compound called methyl glyoxal, or MGO. Since then, it has been extensively studied and recognized as a natural remedy for a wide range of health issues. So, what makes Manuka honey so special? Unlike regular honey, which contains hydrogen peroxide as its main antibacterial agent, Manuka honey has non-peroxide activity, meaning its potency remains even after exposure to heat, light, and body enzymes. One of its most remarkable properties is its ability to combat antibiotic-resistant bacteria, including Staphylococcus aureus, also known as staph, and methicillin-resistant. Staphylococcus aureus, also known as MRSA research, has shown that Manuka honey can effectively inhibit the growth of these dangerous pathogens. Unlike traditional antibiotics, which bacteria can develop resistance to, Manuka honey works in multiple ways: by drawing moisture out of bacterial cells, disrupting their ability to form biofilms, and utilizing its high MGO content to break down bacterial proteins. This makes it an invaluable tool in medical settings where MRSA infections are a serious concern. Here are some of the scientifically backed health benefits. Wound healing. Manuka honey is often used in medical-grade dressings for burns, ulcers, and wounds. Its antibacterial properties help prevent infections and promote faster healing, especially in cases of antibiotic-resistant bacteria like MRSA. Sore throat and cough relief. Its antimicrobial qualities can soothe inflamed tissues and kill bacteria responsible for sore throats. Digestive health. Studies suggest Manuka honey can help with acid reflux, gastritis, and even irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, by reducing inflammation and harmful bacteria in the gut. Skin conditions. People with acne, eczema, or dry skin have found relief using Manuka honey as a natural treatment. Immune system boost. Regular consumption has been linked to improved immune function due to its antiviral and antioxidant properties. Now, let's hear some real-life stories about the power of Manuka honey. I am going to start with myself. About 10 years ago, I got terrible food poisoning from eating salmon that had been undercooked. I honestly don't recall ever being that ill. My husband insisted one last thing before we packed it up and went to the ER, a spoonful of Manuka honey. Within 30 minutes, it was like it never happened. Fast forward to 1 year ago, and I had a similar incident, and once again, Manuka honey to the rescue, and I was fine. Now meet Sarah, a 38-year-old teacher from California. Sarah had been struggling with recurring stomach ulcers for years. The pain was unbearable at times, and despite trying various medications, she found little relief. Then a friend recommended she try Manuka honey. Skeptical but desperate, she started taking a spoonful of high-grade Manuka honey every morning on an empty stomach. Within weeks, she noticed a difference. The burning sensation that had plagued her for years began to subside. After a couple of months, her doctor was amazed to see that her ulcers had significantly improved. Sarah swears by Manuka honey now, keeping it as a staple in her home not just for digestive health, but also for colds, cuts, and skincare. Another incredible story comes from Tom, an athlete who suffered from a persistent staph infection. After multiple rounds of antibiotics failed to clear the infection, he turned to natural alternatives. A doctor recommended trying Manuka honey as a topical treatment. Tom applied medical-grade Manuka honey directly to the affected areas and covered them with bandages. To his surprise, the wounds started healing within days. The infection, which had been resistant to conventional treatments, finally cleared up, and Tom was able to return to training without fear of reinfection. He now keeps a jar of Manuka honey in his first aid kit at all times. These stories remind us that sometimes the most powerful remedies come from nature itself. A disclaimer: always consult a doctor before using Manuka honey, especially if you have any underlying medical conditions. I have a friend who had a liver transplant, and she used Manuka honey during a cold, and it kicked her immune system into gear, and she actually went into partial transplant failure, which she is still dealing with. If you're thinking about trying Manuka honey, here's what you need to look for. UMF rating. This measures the potency of the honey. A rating of 10 plus is good for general health, while 15 plus and above is ideal for medicinal purposes. MGO level. The higher the MGO, the stronger the antibacterial effects. Look for at least 250 million gallons for therapeutic benefits. Authenticity. Always buy from reputable brands to ensure you're getting genuine Manuka honey. Manuka honey isn't just a sweet treat. It's a product deeply rooted in history, science, and tradition. From the arrival of honeybees in New Zealand to the Māori people's ancient wisdom, this honey tells a story of nature's power and resilience. It has even earned a place in modern medicine for its ability to combat antibiotic-resistant bacteria like MRSA, showing us that sometimes the best solutions come from nature itself. Thank you for joining me today on Strange History. If you've ever experienced the benefits of Manuka honey, I'd love to hear your story. Leave us a comment or send us a message on social media. Don't forget to subscribe for more episodes on nature's incredible healing wonders. Until next time, stay healthy and stay inspired, and keep uncovering the history of our world.